Okay, this is for the magazine, and that is because when I record the documentary about how to choose a good flamenco guitar in Canada, the Royal Conservatory of Canada, then I mentioned, I think in the video number 5 or something, that the distance between this point, the 12th fret, and the 12th fret in the bridge has to be the same. And then some friends, other guitar makers, and people of the guitar world comment me often that why I said that if there is a compensation, which usually will be 1 millimeter, maybe 1.5 millimeters or 2 even, of compensation, so means that from this point to the 12th fret and from the 12th fret to here, it is not exactly the same, but it has a little bit difference because of this compensation. By pressing down the string, the distance changes. Well, first of all, I will have to say, please consider the concept, or rather the context in which I explained that way. Because we were there in Canada, in the Conservatory, in a regular series for a documentary, and you have to talk so that everyone understands, even the layman. I will not say, to explain you about issues with the tuning thing, I will not say, well, this from here to here has to be that much distance, and from here to here plus the compensation. That's very complex to understand for a layman, right? And you have to talk in a way in which, well, don't think that after 30 years of playing guitar professionally, I don't know about this compensation issue. But also I want to tell you that don't try to fly away with this argument to not face the fact that tuning issues on guitars because of fretboard problems, or because of an issue with the settlement of the top, or if the top bends and then this distance changes, then this compensation thing doesn't have nothing to do with that. It doesn't have anything to do. Actually, a flaw is a flaw. And yes, I know there is a compensation, and I want to do this video because people ask me this often. And also knowledgeable people pointed out that why I said is same distance. Well, it's same distance, you can say the same. But there is this millimeter compensation here. That's also a fact. But this truth should not be used as an excuse to have issues with the tuning, or problems with the settlement of the top, or with bending, or with wrong calculation to get the octave there going nicely. Right? This compensation thing is 1 millimeter. It doesn't mean anything really, but it's something that has been performed that way, and this is the way that the fretboard has to be done. Now, other problem is that, well, as I explained, you should search the video "Verify Your Fretboard," tips about how to verify your fretboard with a business card, and there you will see that there are problems just in the basic scale of division of the frets that has to be proportionately shorter every fret from here to here, right, or the weight. And this is one thing. The other is that flaws on the settlement of the top will produce problems with tuning. So we can say, generally, in general term, we can say that the distance between this point and the 12th fret and the 12th fret to here to this knot is the same, plus the compensation thing. That's okay. But this compensation is 1 millimeter, so really speaking, it's the same. Now, if I make a wrong settlement of the top, which will make it bend or something, this will cause trouble and issues with tuning. And we cannot argue that, well, this is a compensation or that. In the name of that, many wrong things are being done by either so-called guitar makers or other people who pretend they know about what they are talking with tuning. Right? So this is one thing, and I want to clarify that yes, it's true that there is that millimeter there compensation for the distance, but this has nothing to do with what I was explaining there. Because in the documentary, explanation was about guitar that doesn't tune, right? Because it's not 1 millimeter off. If we measure guitar that has issues with tuning, it's not just 1 millimeter compensation or 2 millimeters or 1.5. whatever. It is more than that. And this is because of bending the top, of not calculating how the wood and the guitar will react with time. Because one thing is when they make the guitar, this distance is one thing, and then 1 year after probably will be another. So that you have to calculate before you make it. And that's why this is master work. It's a master thing. And well, that's everything what I have to say. That yes, this compensation is fun, but that's a minimum amount of space. Really speaking, we could say that it's even distance from here to here, and that you will know when you have a reference of how a guitar in tune, it should be properly tuning, or how it doesn't tune. This you have to find on your own. So thank you very much for the question. I'm here to answer for the magazine, and I will see you next time.